Alright guys, welcome to another video. So as you guys read the title, in this video I'll be giving you 5 tips on how to lose fat, how to lose fat the efficient way. So in order to lose fat, you need to be in a caloric deficit. So if you guys don't know what a caloric deficit is, it's basically when you consume less calories than you burn throughout the day. So say for example your maintenance calories is 3000 calories. So you need to consume 3000 calories in order for your body weight to stay the same. So in order to be in a caloric deficit, you have to consume 200 to 300 calories below that. So you need to consume about 2800 to 2700 in order for you to be in a caloric deficit. If you're in a caloric deficit for a consistent amount of time, say for example, you're in a caloric deficit for a number of weeks, for a number of months, you're gonna lose fat. You're gonna lose fat slowly. It actually depends on how big the deficit is. Let me say that again. The rate of fat which you lose depends on how big the deficit is. So the higher the deficit, the more fat you're gonna lose quickly. But that can actually be dangerous, as if you lose fat really quickly, there's a very high chance that you're also gonna lose a lot of muscle really quickly. So what I recommend you guys to do is to be in a caloric deficit of around 200 to 300 calories. So in order to do this, first you have to find your maintenance calories. In order to find your maintenance calories, you have to go to an online TDEE calculator. You're gonna enter stats such as your height, your weight, your age, your activity levels, and through that, the calculator is actually gonna give you your maintenance calories, and it's also gonna tell you, if, it's also gonna tell you how many calories you need to eat in order to lose weight or lose fat. Remember, we're not trying to lose weight, but in this case, we're trying to lose fat mostly. Okay, so my main focus for this video will be on how to achieve that calorie deficit much quicker, because I know a lot of you guys have trouble with maybe binge eating. You guys don't have that much discipline. You guys get a lot of cravings. So these 5 tips will hopefully allow you to resist those temptations, those urges to binge eat, and yeah, hopefully it will be easier for you to lose fat by these 5 tips that I give you guys. So the first tip which I have for you guys is intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is basically when you eat your food for a short time period. So say for example, you eat your food between 12 o'clock to probably 8 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock. So that only gives you a small time period to eat your food, and it's going to be much easier for you to be in a caloric deficit. So the reason why intermittent fasting is so effective is because when you're doing intermittent fasting, technically you're skipping a meal. So in this case, say for example, you have your first meal at around 12 o'clock, and that's gonna be your lunch. So if you have your first meal of around 12 o'clock and that's your lunch, technically you're skipping breakfast. If you're skipping breakfast, that's gonna make it easier for you to be in a calorie deficit, since you're not consuming those calories early on in the day, and you're leaving it until later. So intermittent fasting is not only beneficial for fat loss, but it also has a lot of other benefits, and I'll list those benefits on the screen right now. So the second tip which I have for you guys that will make achieving a calorie deficit easier is to intake sparkling water instead of your normal fizzy drinks, soft drinks such as Coke, Fanta Sprite, or even go for maybe the zero sugar zero sugar options. So the reason why sparkling water is so effective it's in fat loss is because that one bottle of sparkling water literally has like 6 or 7 calories. Like that's it compared to like other fizzy drinks like Coca-Cola that has like around 200 to 300 calories. I'm not 100% sure because I don't really drink soft drinks that much. But yeah, the calories are way more in fizzy drinks compared to sparkling water. So another thing with sparkling water compared to fizzy drinks is the amount of sugar. So basically, as you guys know, sugar is a really addictive substance for a lot of people. So if you eat like just a little bit of sugar, you're gonna crave more, and that's gonna lead you to binge eat. And that's gonna increase your calories, which will actually make it harder for you guys to achieve a calorie deficit. So sparkling water literally has literally no 0 grams of sugar. Like if you see most sparkling water, obviously it's like zero sugar. If you actually check the bottle, it says zero sugar added. Whilst on your normal fizzy drinks, I know for a can of Coke it has like 40 grams of sugar. 40 grams, like the average recommended male the average recommended intake for sugar for a male is about 37 grams. Having one can of Coke literally puts you above that. Having one can of Coke is literally like 40 grams of sugar, and if you have one can, that's gonna literally put you above the daily recommended intake for sugar for males. So the third tip which I have for you guys in order to make it easier for you guys to achieve a calorie deficit is to have your protein first and to have more protein. The reason why I say this is not only does protein help you build and maintain muscle, but also has a higher thermogenic effect. So what do I mean by this? So basically, your body needs more energy to digest protein than any other macronutrient. So your body needs more energy to digest your body needs more energy to digest protein than to digest carbs and fats. That's why, since your body is using so much energy to digest protein, that's why it makes it easier for you to burn more calories. Another thing with protein is that it's very, very satiating. So literally, if you have one chicken breast, if you have like if you have any type of food that's high in protein, such as chicken and beef, and if you eat that first, if you just eat plain chicken breast, like plain piece of beef or something, you're gonna feel very, very full, and that's actually gonna make it harder for you to binge eat. Whether on the other side, if you eat carbs, if you eat more carbs, it's actually gonna make you more hungry. It's actually gonna make you more hungry. It's not gonna make you as satiated, and then you're gonna be more likely to binge eat. So the fourth tip which I have for you guys is to increase the amount of fruits and vegetables in your diet. Also, these can also be known as volume fillers. So basically, the reason why they're called volume fillers is literally you can tell by the name because they fill you up really quickly. Basically, fruits and vegetables basically have the same effect as protein does. They fill you up really quickly, and it's much easier for you to become satiated quickly compared to like carbs and fats. So also, increasing the amount of fruits and vegetables in your diet will allow you to increase your vitamins and minerals which you're not getting from like other sources. So basically, when you're in a calorie deficit, you're not eating as much as you would before, and you're probably lacking in a lot of vitamins and minerals such as vitamin D, vitamin C, phosphorus, zinc, magnesium. Yeah, you can get all of these vitamins and minerals from fruits and vegetables, and yeah, that's gonna ensure that you get all the nutrients you need in your body, even though you're actually eating a lot less. So the last tip which I have for you guys, this is probably the most important one and the one that's gonna help you achieve fat loss really easily. Hence why I kept it till the end. Is to build muscle, and is to lift weights and build more muscle. The reason why this is so important is because the more muscle you have, the more calories you're gonna burn on a daily basis. So say for example, you take two guys. They both have the same height, same weight, but one has more fat. The one has more fat, and less muscle, the other one has more muscle and less fat. Say for example, both of them literally do nothing for the entire day. They literally just sit down and literally, say for example, they don't do anything the entire day. They're just taking a nap the entire day. The one with more muscle is gonna burn significantly more calories. The person with more muscle and less fat is gonna burn significantly more calories than the person with less muscle and more fat. So the reason for this is because muscle is metabolically expensive. So what do I mean by this? Basically, your body needs more energy in order to maintain muscle than it needs to maintain body fat. So someone, say for example, let me give you another example. Someone that is 150 pounds with 10% body fat needs around 2,000 calories per day, while someone that weighs the same and has 30% body fat, they only need around 1,700, 1,800 calories per day. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you need. Also, the more muscle mass you have, the more calories you're gonna burn throughout the day. Since I said muscle mass is metabolically expensive, so the more muscle mass you have, the more calories you're gonna burn throughout the day, and that's gonna be easier for you to adhere to that calorie deficit, which is gonna make fat loss much easier. So to conclude the video, the 5 tips for fat loss are intermittent fasting, having more sparkling water, having your protein first, having your volume fillers such as your fruits and vegetables, as well as building more muscle and lifting weights. Yeah, that's about it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys found it informative. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next one.